In this video, we are going to familiarize with the Linux command and or the bash command line, which is used on Linux machines. And in most high-level calculations, you require the bash command line to interact with the high-performance computers. So I'm going to show you the basic commands you need to get started. In another video, I already taught you how to the packages you need to get started. One of them is MobileXtem. So it's downloaded and it's a portable version in a directory on my desktop. You double click on the directory, and as you scroll down, you're going to see the application itself. Double click on that and it brings you to the home. So in the home, you have to open a session. So the session should be a shell and local shell. Okay. So you have a shell here and you can start giving it some commands to give you the results you want. So let's take some of the commands one by one. The first one I used here is clear. So you want to clear your screen. You type clear, you press enter, it clears the screen for you, and then you have everything else you want. Also, you have to note that the bash command line is used on a Ubuntu or a Linux or Unix machine like Ubuntu, Mint, and other packages, but you can simulate that environment on your Windows machine by using MobileXtem. So MobileXtem give you the environment you should have on the command line of a Unix or Linux machine. Okay. But on Windows, MobileXtem helps us to achieve the same thing. So you open your MobileXtem and it give you the bash command that you use on a Linux machine. So after clear, another one you should know is to list. So ls will list your contents environment. We would address folders as directories. We'll address documents as files. When I say files, you know what I'm talking about. Text, text files. And when I'm talking about directory, I mean a folder which contains files and other um, items, okay, images, etc. So, in the command line interface, you have to note that everything is going to be in hierarchy. Okay, so that the top hierarchy being your home directory, and within your home directory, other directories sit within that. So within the home, you can have your desktop. Just like in Windows, you say your drive C is your home. You have your desktop, you have your documents, you have your downloads in there, you have your videos, you have your external drives, media loaded on the drive C or on your home. And everything is in hierarchy. So if you created a directory at your desktop, the directory will be sitting on the desktop. So let's say I created a directory called Caroline and another one called Kofi, another one called Amma. If you are standing in Caroline, you are not going to be able to access and open Amma because there is not accessible within Caroline. So you always have to work in the hierarchy of things. For you to be able to access Amma, you have to come out to your desktop, and within the desktop you can find Amma. So one of the commands that you constantly have to use is the list command to check all the files that are available in your current directory that you can actually open. And you also have to always remember the path to your files. So if you created a file in videos called movies, and within the movies you created a directory called series, And you also create another one here called R&B. When you are looking for series, you have to know that series is located in movies, which is located in videos. And each time you want to, let's say, come to R&B and you're in the series, you have to first of all, you can't just open R&B. You have to first of all go back to movies, go back to videos, and within videos is where you can access R&B. So always have an idea of where you create your files and know the hierarchy and the path. Okay, so let's say if the file is in R&B, that means you are slash home slash video slash R&B. So that's the path you're going to give as a command to locate R&B. And if you want the path to series, it has to be slash home slash video slash movie slash series. Okay, so we are going to take each of them one by one, each of the commands one by one, and I hope that you'll be able to follow. Okay, so here I'm located in my home, and it's showing here on my screen that I'm in the home. And the home, like I said, is the top hierarchy of things. In my home, I should be able to locate my desktop, downloads, videos, etc. So mobile XM kind of truncates it and give you just your downloads and the desktop. But if you were to be in a Linux or Unix system, you see everything else. Okay, so I have my desktop here, my downloads here, and I can actually um create more directories. Okay, so for you to do that, you use make directories, which is short to be mkdir. So mkdir means make directory space the directory I want to create. So in my home, I can create a directory called project where I run all my calculations. Okay, so I press that. When I list this time around, you see that there's a new directory here called project. The blue colored ones are the directories or the folders, and then the white ones are the text or the documents that you can write into, clear something, put in new information, etc. So you create a project. So we've learned two commands. You list, you can clear, you can make a directory. So now how do I actually open the directory after I've created it? I use what we call cd, which means change directory, and the directory name that I want to open. So here you see that it's cd folder, which means enter that folder. Okay, so let's say I want to open project, I'll cd project, and always note that the terminal is case sensitive. So if you created with a capital P, you have to use a capital P in your instructions. So once I open my project, I can list to see the items that are in my project. Here you see that there's nothing in my project. Okay, so I can now create a directory called hydrogen evolution reaction. So I put here, so that's hydrogen evolution reaction. And when I list now, I see that there's a directory called hydrogen evolution reaction. At this point, I can clear my screen so I can see everything else. Okay, so I have hydrogen evolution reaction. Imagine that I want to go back to my desktop. I have to go out of I have to go out of project, get to my home, and within my home, I can now find my desktop. Okay, I can access desktop from project. Project is my working directory. That's why the cursor comes after project. So that's the cursor is active after my working directory. In my working directory, I can only access or open hydrogen evolution reaction. I can't open desktop. So how do I go out of the folder? You do cd space dot dot slash. So it takes you out one step. Now when I list, I can see that I have a desktop that I can go into. Let's now say that I want to go to hydrogen evolution reaction. I have to cd project followed by hydrogen evolution. Then I press enter. Now when I list, it's an empty directory that I can create files into or create new directories into it or new folders into it. Okay, so I'm going to go out of hydrogen evolution reaction to project. So cd dot dot slash, but I want to go out twice so that I land in my home. So it's cd dot dot slash. There's no space. Okay, cd space dot dot slash, and I press enter. Now when I list, I'm back to my home. Okay. Now I want to go to desktop and um copy a file to a different part on my, or sorry, copy a directory. Let's now just talk about directories now. So I'm going to copy a directory from my desktop to a different location. So I'm going to my desktop first. Now I list, you see I have a ton of things that I've created on my desktop, right? So the you want to copy files, okay? You want to copy from one location to the other. The command you use is cp. The command you are going to use is copy file name location. Copy space file name space location. But because you want to copy a directory, you have to add recursively, continuously. So cp space minus r space file name space location. That's the command we need. Yeah, so I know that I want to copy from my desktop, but where do I want to put it? So where do I want to put the file after I've copied it, right? So I'm going to go to hydrogen evolution reaction and then get its path. That's the location I want it to go, and then use it. So let's go to the home because that's where I'm going to have access to hydrogen evolution. Within this, I have to be able to find my project, hydrogen evolution reaction. So that is now my working directory. What I can do is I'll print working directory, pwd, and it gives me the path where I want to drop the file. So I'm going to double click to copy it. Then I go to the location of the file and make a copy. So I'm going back out to my home, dot dot slash twice takes me to the home. I'm going to go to desktop. Then in my desktop, I'm going to copy recursively bulk. Yeah, we agreed to copy bulk, right? Let's copy titanium carbide. So copy recursively this folder, this directory, titanium carbide space location. So I've already copied my location. I'm just going to try now. Oh, I think I made it. I can't. No, I made a mistake. I ended up. So let's go back and copy the path. Yeah. So this, I double click to copy and then come back here, copy recursively, then space. Then I'm going to paste my path and press enter. So it's not in my location. So I have to cd my location and list. So you see that the directory has been copied. I didn't move it. You can move or copy, but cp is used to copy from one location to the other. Mv is used to move. So after I have this, I can make a new directory called initial and list. So you have your initial there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move titanium carbide to initial. Okay, so first of all, I have to go to initial, print the path to get there, get the location where I want it to go. Then I go back out where I can actually move the file. Then I move recursively. Move doesn't need recursive, so move titanium this, and then I'm going to paste it in the initial. Yeah, so when you go to your initial, you should see the directory over there, right? So this is how we create, move directories from one location to the other. Let's now move to what we call files. Okay, so how do we create the files? Yeah, so in this part, we're gonna create new files. So within titanium carbide, I'm going to create a file. For you to create a file, you can touch and give a file name. Okay, so let's touch, and the file name is input.in, and we list. So you see that you've created a file called input.in. Um, so what we're gonna do is we can actually edit the content of the file. So I'm gonna do a Vim. Vim is used to open the file and write into it. So I'm gonna Vim input the in and write something. For you to be able to edit it, you go to the insert mode by pressing the I key. So that puts you in the insert mode so you can write into it. So I'm going to say Caroline is really excited about the possibilities. 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to create block of data that I can manipulate. So we have blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, so let me add some. The rainbow will be, many are the colors of the rainbow and the possibilities that await us. That await us. You have to move with the tides. Okay, so we have this kind of paragraph. So how do you edit files? You can after you've written it, you have to press the escape key. So it takes you out of the write mode, and you can use colon W to save. Colon W saves, but it doesn't close the file. Colon WQ will save and quit the file. So this quits the file. So we have to open the file again. And then colon Q exclamation will save but will not quit the file. Will quit but will not write into the file. Pardon me. So Q is for quitting, and then W is for saving. So colon W will save, it doesn't quit. Colon Q would quit, and colon WQ will save and quit. Okay. So if you've written something new and you don't want to save it, you just have to quit with an exclamation. It will quit the file and you have the original file the way you had it. Okay. So you can go back to the insert mode by pressing I to add on your writings, to delete something, then you escape. If you want to delete a line, you press DD, that line goes away. You undo. Okay, DD delete, you undo. You can, if you want 2 lines, 2DD, you undo. If you want 4 lines, you go to the beginning of the line you want to delete. So let's say I want to delete from there. I'm going to press 4DD and I press U to undo. Then if you want to delete a column of data, like just do a block, either vertically or horizontally, you do Control V to give you the block mode. Then you can use your cursor to select the area you want. Then you press D, U to undo. You always can just be at the beginning of where you want to zap, and then do Control V, side, down, D to delete, U to undo. Right? So that's how you do that. And once you are okay with the file the way it is, DD, I can insert mode, delete a few words. Once you're okay with the content of the file, you can just press escape again to leave the insert mode and then save and quit. Or you can quit without making changes to whatever you've done. Okay. After that, we can copy the file just like we copied directories. Okay. So you first of all have to know where you are copying the file to. So what I typically do is I have two terminals. So you can click here to get a new terminal here. So I can decide to one terminal to be where the file is, the other terminal to be where I want it to go. So the file is located here. So one terminal is gonna be here where I issue my command, where I want it to go, assuming that I want it to be in my documents, or let's say I want it to be in hydrogen evolution. I know I created the hydrogen evolution in project, so I'm gonna go there. Then I do a pwd to print that directory for me. Then I can double click to copy that path. Then I go to where the file is to issue the command. So I'm going to do copy input.in and then paste the path, the location I want it to go. Press enter. Here you see that CP does not come with -r because it's a single file. If it's a directory, you have to do CP space -r space the file name. So when I come here and I list, I should see the file. So you see that the input file is now located in the hydrogen evolution reaction. So that's how you can copy. You can actually move. And sometimes you just want to rename the file. So you can just copy input.in and then make it a new name like output.out. Right? So I made a copy of this. I can move input.in to input so that I lose the original file. So now I have input and no longer input.in. So you can copy, move. You can also remove a file, but once you remove the file, it's complete. So make sure that you don't want the file anymore. I just recommend that you don't remove files because you never know when you need them. But remove input will remove the input file. Remove recursively initial. These are the only files I can actually manage here, right? So we'll also remove the initial file. One last thing, whenever you type just cd and you press enter, you always go back to the home. So when you are confused about your location on the terminal, just press cd. It takes you back to your home.